What's going on, everybody? Gustav the 13th here with a new video for GBO2. This is a new suit for the week of June 12th, 2025. We had the Gerbera Tetra Kai. I still can't believe this is actually a thing. We've been talking about some of these suits that you look around on the wiki for Gundam and stuff. Every once in a while, you see this cool extra shit. But yeah, it's a 550 general type version of the Gerbera Tetra. Melee priority, as well as compatibility for space. And in general, right out of the gate, interesting that it legitimately only has like one extra thing and the weapons are switched around a bit. So you get the fucking Tetra Kai beam rifle, which is just, I'm assuming, the GPO4's sub rifle, has a main gun that stuns, mind you. That being said, 350 meters for this, ammo of 6, 220 for, or 2200 for the power. The saber then is 2400 baseline with a cooldown time of 2.5. It has the arm machine gun, good accumulation on this, ammo of 30, 250 for the range, and a reload time of 12. And then the machine gun as a sub weapon, still the same kind of like 2 bursts for a stun. It can also be charged to do a regular full stun. Heat rate of 9%, so you do get a little bit of play out of there. 4 bursts per, or 4 shots per burst. And a range of 350, so very midliney. Nothing beyond 400 on this thing, so not even like bazooka range. Because you do have an advancing downswing on here, and a lot of boost and maneuverability to kind of work with. We'll get into kind of the situation with this in a moment. For now, let's go through the stats and skills. And the interesting thing here, and I'll be doing a lot of comparisons to a couple suits when it comes to the way that this suit behaves, especially at this cost range. But for the stats, we have 18k for the health. Ballistic, beam, and melee are 15, 28, and 27 respectively. That low ballistic resistance again. These high performance, kind of frail suits always getting rocked by whatever kind of ballistics people have running around. Range strength of 30. Oh my lord. And melee strength of 25, movement speed of 130, and a top speed of 220. So very typical when it comes to the movement and top speed here. Thruster gauge of 85 and turning speed of 69. In terms of the part slots, then we have close, medium, and long at 16, 17, and 7. That long range is really rough, which is really weird because it's slightly more at range and typically has, like I said, a very mid-range kind of kit. And it's not even necessarily like a 2 suit or anything like that. But getting into skills here, we have leg shock absorber 3. Emergency evasion system 2, so you get 2 rolls out of that. Quick boost level 4. Flight control program level 3. High performance balancer level 1. High spec ambec level 2. Maneuver armor level 1. Melee combo controller level 1, so only 2 swings out of that. Force injector 4. High performance radar level 1. High performance scope level 1, which is weird. I don't really know why you would want that or need that. Why are you scoping in with, I guess, your sub weapon or your rifle? Whatever. Special back add-on buffer for 30% because you do have this big old, it looks like a fucking like plane or aerial binder, which is again why I'm a little bit disappointed and a bit surprised that, as you saw here, no flaps, nothing like that. You have EX boost and you have SB limiter release system, which should look familiar because this is a thing that is on the Heimo Camphor. So essentially EX boost, you get it, you'll be able to boost around, zip around for a good 15 seconds, as long as you don't roll. If you roll or whatever like that, it'll take a good chunk out of it, and it'll shorten your time with that. And of course, you have to have a really long overheat state afterwards, and you can only do it once per life, which is a bit of a bummer. The limiter release system then is starting at high speed movement with full thrusters. High speed movement speed increases by 15, so, you know, I'd say like 230 or whatever. 235. So, range attack damage taken while moving at high speed is reduced by 40%, and stagger due to cumulative damage is reduced. So here's the weird thing about this. It kind of made a little bit more sense on the Heimo Camphor because you had 2 things. First of all, 3 things I would say. Priority 3, You had two different forms of melee that you were closing in with, and you were closing in for that melee with Vulcans that had really good accumulation because they are like the type 3s that you get on like the GPSU, BB, and stuff like that. This does not have Vulcans. It has arm cannons. All the stuff on this suit is neutral work. You have to be standing on your feet and walking around in order to use it. The only thing you're going to be really dashing in with is this after you maybe get a stun at a certain range because the downswing is pretty snappy. The ready up times are not awful. So what this is for exactly, especially when you're a general, unless you're diving against the raid that's in the back, maybe it's a long range guy, maybe you're just chasing down like a like a unit 5 or something, I couldn't tell you. Obviously, just having this in general to get in and out is nice. But again, neutral work for all of your other stuff. You're gonna get landing punished a lot. This does not have any damage control, so when you're out of this mode, when you're not moving, you're easy to punish and get slapped around just like anything else at the cost range that doesn't have something like that. Backing out, let us look at the upgrades then. So the enhancement list, we're talking about anti-beam, +1 to range strain, +1 to thrusters, and the last one is complex expansion slot for +1 to all your part slots to 2270. The unlockables then is +5 to anti-beam and +5 to range, which, you know, that's nice, being able to bump that up a little bit more. But nothing super crazy. Again, it's hard to say what you would really do with this outside of it just being something that you circle around and be annoying with. So the other suit, outside of just, you know, the high model camphor, which I was talking about, that I would compare this to would be something more like the, where is it? The Proto X1. So, you know, regular stun, got a burst rapid on the shot, so like the Gerbera Tetra's rifle. And then instead of having an arm cannon that just accumulates over time, you have, what is this build, by the way? You have the clay bazooka, so instead of an extra stun like that, you just have a shotgun instead of a Sturmfaust that you would have on the Hymo or just on net. So I would say that this and the Hymo, because they just have that other immediate stun without having to charge or do anything like that, are a little bit more consistent. And even this one just punches through like maneuver armor and stuff like that pretty easily. Also, while having a slightly advancing downswing, but this is more so that it's just a chunkier saber, or no, actually it's the same power of saber, not even with more melee, because they made it more range. It's just a two-piece hit. Maybe a slightly better downswing. A lot of this stuff, and the bigger thing with this, actually, by the way, not on top of having active guard Kai, is that it has pursue prevention attack. So there's a lot of other little things that these guys have that our new suit doesn't. But it's still very consistent at a cost range that I would say kind of lacking something like this. In terms of it just not being, oh, I don't know, the perfect Gundam or some bullshit. So a little bit more easier to get here. Let's take it into practice and we're going to show off. You know, this isn't going to be very long. Because like I said, very basic kit. Quick stun there, like I was saying before. 1, 2, 3, 4. So probably more like 5 or 6 shots in order to get that stun. Big sweeping downswing, very Stamen-like with that. And then for the, not bad, about like 16 or so. In fact, I'm not super sure if that has DC or something like that on there, so let's try to put this on another person, or maybe you do as well. I don't think so. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 shots on there, and as you can see, doing like 230 against on type advantage. Again, this is an annoying suit when it comes to just being absolutely strafed by it. Kinda gross. But as you can see, in terms of the way that this looks, it's got a big old like back binder. It looks like he's just got a fucking plane on your backs. And no flaps. EX boost is just regular EX boost. No mobile firing or anything crazy or fancy like that. Which to me, in this day and age, feels a little weird, all things considered. But again, still very serviceable. The fact that the binding on this is just all over the place just because of how big this back piece is. It'll eat some shots for you at that reduced 30%. Not bad for the damage on this, but again, kind of low boost. You're gonna be using the EX to get around and to extend things quite a bit, unless you try to put some burners or whatever else to try to mitigate either how much boost you're using or to have more boost to work with. And again, as you can expect, the rifle, not bad for a little bit of base buildup, obviously because it also has very low energy buildup, so you can kind of fan that out between everything else while you're waiting and just so you can contribute pretty well here when it comes to base busting. Obviously, not really your main point. You're probably just going to be bullying raids and just annoying the dog shit out of everybody with this. Although, like I said, can't really do it super from downtown. The charge shot on the Tetra rifle will probably give you a little bit of extra wiggle room just because of the increased range, but beyond that, just kind of mind yourself a bit. Obviously, because you don't really have anything to lead in with when it comes to the downswing and stuff, no Vulcans that you can just immediately transition to. You're going to be hoping for a lot of extra chaos and or just the sheer speed of this coming out, making up the difference. And obviously you can catch people from behind and blah, blah, blah. But, it's interesting because, like, I thought that they were going to put some extra gimmicks on this if it ever did come out. And I won't say that it's bad because it doesn't. It's just not crazy in a game where crazy is the name of the game, especially when it comes to the initial releases. But we did get a couple matches with this. We're gonna put one of those right around here. 3-hour maintenance on PC for Bender. Also, thank you very much for the follow, Hiro. Alright, let's try this again. We're on Arctic this time, it's a little more cramped. Honestly, the adjustments to Ravine kind of suck. Not really a fan of those either. That half pipe does not help at all. A bunch of them stopped. Everyone up top. This other guy's looking. That should no. Get out. Okay, grandma, please. Grandma. Oh my god, that downswing is too slow. That ready up needs to be faster on it. If you're only gonna give me one melee, make the ready up faster. What the fuck? So yeah, it's a little less, a little more reduction for cumulative. Oh my lord.
撃せよ。味方が落ちた。うかつだ。問題ないダメージだ。戦闘継続しろ。味方が落ちただ。うかつだ。
Oh my god, what the fuck ever, get out of here, go away! Ah!
モビルスーツが限界だ。味方が落ちただ。落とされただ。やってくれるな。ちょっとですね。味方が敵モビルスーツを撃破した。味方が落ちただ。うかつだ。危険エリアから退避しろ。味方が落ちただと。うかつだ。後方部隊の支援砲撃だ。砲撃終了。支援砲撃は失敗した。出撃せよ。
問
問題ないダメージだ。戦闘継続しろ。敵モビルスーツを撃破。
Oh, no. You're dead.
味方が敵モビルスーツを撃破。敵モビルスーツを撃破。
Ah, fuck. No, the EX is still slow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. 敵拠点への攻撃が開始された。戦況的には我々が優勢だ。モビルスーツが限界。脱出を許可する。落とされた。やってくれるな。ちょっとですね。味方が落ちただ。うかつだ。 Right? It literally has an airplane on its ass and it can't fly. No flap. No flap, no mobile shooting, no nothing. What is the point of the suit? I don't understand. Like, it's literally just this suit but with less kit. And that makes no sense to me.
作戦残り時間2。本作戦の拠点重要度が上昇した。問題ないダメージだ。
And Nat actually has high accumulation on his Vulcans. That it can fire while moving. And I gotta do all my shit neutral. Oh, the pilot got out.
やってくれるな。ちょっとですね。味方が落ちただ。うかつだ。拠点に爆弾が仕掛けられた。急ぎ解除。
I don't want to deal with that.
味方が出撃せよ。味方が敵。作戦残り時間1分。勝利はこのプレッシャー。敵の総攻撃か。問題ない。
Oh my lord. Get off of me, dude.
の爆弾撤去に成功した。その程度のダメージ。落とされただ。やってくれんな、俗娘。味方が敵モビルスーツを撃破
It has
した。
the new suit. Yeah. Except that the little white bits on it just make it look like it's a Santa outfit.
我々の勝利だ。
Okay, Gamma. Yeah, we won. Thank you. Thank you, we did it.
賞賛だ。
So it's able to consistently whip out those down swings pretty nice. It's got a decent midline kit, but like it feels like they should have did so much more with this suit. Like if not flaps, maybe some mobile firing or something. The EX boost is nice, but like that's bare minimum for stuff that's high mobility, right? Like it should just have that. That shouldn't be like one of the main features of the suit.
今回の戦闘報酬だ。
This will probably be the one that we use. So we'll try to do another one. Oh, Dokkan. Woo, good. But yeah, definitely not an essential suit for this cost range, but definitely not a bad one either. And that was our match in the Tetra Kai. Like I said, you can definitely get some good runs in this, especially if you're catching people super off with that downswing. Just strafing and absolutely laying into people. Everything on this accumulates a good amount and can fuck people up. You can backpedal to your heart's content and or just lean in and lead in and then slap the shit out of people. So again, not a bad suit. Definitely not one that you have to run to the gacha counter to try to get. But maybe that's for the best, all things considered, as we march closer and closer to the anniversary time. This is definitely one of those suits that will get people's brain spice going, because I don't doubt that I'm the only person that was like, oh my god, the Kai is finally in, what the fuck, we've been talking about this forever. So GBO2 is good at that. Definitely, if that's your bag, you can't really go wrong with this suit. It's a solid one to just throw around. So, you know, I think fans of the suit will be happy with its performance. Anyone who was looking for something super crazy, and I guess as an example, even though they're at different cost ranges, this could have been like a lower cost OTS. They could have very easily did that, and we got the OTS on the account that I'm running this on as well. So it turned into very much like, oh, this is cool, but you know what, I think I'm just gonna try that OTS in 600 cost real quick. Don't mind me. So, you know, good luck to anybody that spins for this. Obviously, no real wrong answer for this. Unfortunately, it does have another one of those 4-step banners, just 2 discounted ones and then 3 full ones. So, oh, it's a 5 count, but really it's just a 4-stepper. Unfortunately, that also means you're probably gonna have to do the full thing in order to get this, just because of how saturated even the lower rarities are, with this being like a 3-star and all that. But good luck all the same. This has been our quick discussion of the Gerbera Tetra Kai, and until next time, I hope you guys have a good rest of your morning, night, or whatever, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.